In the last few months, I have found myself enjoying Final Fantasy XIV. The dress up, the community, the bosses, and especially the music. There is, however, a very petty thing that annoys me every time I see it. This enemy. At the first glance, it looks like a generic fantasy insect species. It has some random fantasy name, and we can all infer that this is intended to be an ant, right? Nope, it's called an antling. You know, I like ants. I like them enough to keep them as pets. So I do not want to complain about the amount of body segments that is wrong, or about any small details like this. The thing that annoys me is how much thought has gone into the design of this enemy just to overlook one crucial feature. But let's start off with the many good things about this design. The first attribute, one might consider as unrealistic, are their mandibles. Mandibles being the fangs. These are very long with spikes at the slightly curving ends. While they may look over the top, they perfectly mirror the ones found on so-called trapjaw ants. One thing that appears to be missing are their segmented eyes. In this case, I would however give them the benefit of the doubt, since certain species such as the Ponera also display eyes that are basically invisible to the human eye. The legs are way too large, as ants tend to have very spindly legs. These, however, rather remind me of the ones found on roaches. But don't worry, we are gonna come back to the legs at the end. The Gaster also looks fine, with the stings seemingly having regressed in favor of their mandibles as weapons. Also common for real ant species. I want to throw in a small fun fact about ants here. They are technically part of the same family as wasps. Looking at the greater picture, they seem to display some slight polymorphism in relation to their size. However, a true caste system, as with certain army ants, does not seem to be in place. They seem to be attacking with the mandibles, which is realistic, and with acid, which they seem to spit. While certain ant species may shoot acid, they do it from glands in the gaster. These antlings also seem to attack with their legs, which is unrealistic. From the adjacent dungeon, we can infer that this ant species is called Myrmidon, a name which is suspiciously close to Myrmeciia, an Australian trapjaw ant genus, which may have been used as inspiration. Combining all of this results in a pretty good representation, especially for video game standards. So where's my issue? Ants are insects. Look at the legs again. They have 4. Insects are partly defined by having 6. Someone took the time to look at real life examples, learn about them, and convert them into a pretty good representation. Only for these ants to end up with 4 legs. This is the issue I have with them. And yes, this might just be due to the fact that 4 legs are easier to animate. But in this case, please just don't call them ants. Another small reference to ants in this game which honestly surprised me was during the Shadowbringers expansion. In the mission The Light Wardens, the Crystal Exarch says the following line: "Just as an ant colony will perish in absence of its queen, we believe that the death of a Light Warden will cause the lesser creatures within its sphere of influence to disperse." While this may be true for most ant species, it is a bit too generalized. There are certain species which have developed polygyny, which means that they can have more than one queen, implying that the death of one queen would not cause the colony to perish. But that's just me being pedantic. And that already was everything I wanted to say. Thank you for watching, leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and see you on the next one. Bye!